means if I want to make a major scale starting on D, how many sharps am I going to use?
2.
2. Because it's 1, 2. It's 2 to the sharp side. We don't count C because that's 0. So G is 1, D is 2. Got it? Okay, so if I'm down here at E, I want to start on E, I want to make a major scale. How many sharps will be in the key of E? 4. Everybody got that? Seems kind of, that's pretty easy, right? All right, let's go over to the flat side now. Same thing. If I want to start on F, I'm going to have 1 flat. This is the key of 1 flat. That tells me if I want to make a scale starting on F, I'm going to use one of each letter name, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm going to repeat the one I started with at the top. I'm going to put in 1 flat, and it's going to make the sound of the major scale. Give me that right combination of whole steps and half steps. The 2 tetrachords of whole step, half step, separated by a whole step to make the sound of that major scale. B flat would be 2 flats. E flat is 3 flats. 4 flats. 5 flats. So D flat is 5 flats. C sharp, though, is 7 sharps, right? So these are different. This is 5 flats. This is 7 sharps. But we said D flat and C sharp are the same, enharmonically the same note. So the scales look different, but they actually sound exactly the same. So if you're playing your jury and your teacher says play the scale of C sharp and you play it, and then your teacher says play the scale of D flat, well, basically you just play the same thing again, right? It's going to sound the same. Yes?
So if we have like a piano or any music piece that has, you know, the 7 sharps, we put it into flats to make it a little more simpler to...
Well, you'd have to transpose it.
You have to use the other note.
You'd have to change all the notes.
Right. So it's not possible.
Well, if you're really good at transposing. Now, if you're a composer and you're writing a piece of music and it goes to 7 sharps, for whatever reason, you end up in 7 sharps, and you think, hey, you know what? I think that it would be easier for this instrument to read in 5 flats, so I'm just going to change it to 5 flats. Now, they'll often do that. That's more up to the composer. But once it's in the music, you would have to rewrite the music in order to change that. And you could if it was that hard. All right, so we're down here 5 flats, 6 flats, and then we're at C flat, 7 flats. That means all the notes are flat, right? So when we start on C flat, that means we're going to have every note's going to be flat, 7 flats. So the C keys, everybody should know. The key of C is 7 naturals, no sharps or flats. The key of C sharp is 7 sharps, everything's sharp. The key of C flat is 7 flats, everything's flat. So does everybody know those? So we got three keys memorized so far, right? Now we just have to memorize the rest of them. Now, so this tells you how many. So we talked about, if this tells us what scale we're going to start on. This is the tonic. Each of these is a tonic. So each note on this circle, this is the circle of fifths, is a tonic of the major key. Now when I say tonic, that means it's the first note. That's the note we start on. We're going to have one of each note, and then we're going to rewrite that note at the top, right? So I don't know what, I know G is 1 sharp, but from this it doesn't tell me what sharp it is. So I have to memorize this. Then I also have to memorize the order of sharps. All right, so here's